Dark skies over my head. Love, you know one day might be dead, but that ain't gonna be my head. Gonna dead ain't gonna be my head. Oh, don't you know, there's gonna be the day. It's gonna be another bad day. Don't you know it's gonna be another bad day? Don't you know it's a bad day? Oh, the Lord might shine on me someday, but the day ain't that day. Alright, I guess I've played around with that enough. So, good evening. One person in the orange bar. You know, before I get started on the many news topics tonight, let me just tell my friends at YouTube, if you're not familiar with, despite my personal opinion that YouTube is, or at least has the potential to be, and was sold as one of the greatest things on earth. Okay. Apparently, some of the people at YouTube are kind of, how do you say this, anti-American. And have thus suppressed my channel, specifically for being pro. Now, I'm not like white nationalist or like, you know, like an American first person, or I'm a fucking Democrat. I mean, so like the idea that I should be censored in any way for being hateful or anything like that is just preposterous. But I'd like them to hear a little analogy, which I intend to have repeated in court should they not give my channel the algorithmic recommendations that it deserves based on the unique content I provide and the fact that I am the single most accurate reporter and the most accurate prophet at the same time on all of the fucking internet. And, you know, you would think the AI algorithm would have correlated the things that I watch on, you know, here in my spare time with, you know, things that happen around the world, along with all the other little weird magical things that happen here. Correlate things like the Republicans that I'm mad at get in a train while I am watching a nice big long story this morning about, guess what? Trains in general. Maybe. I think maybe it might be something similar, perhaps. Where's the damn Australian news? Did I pass it up? I think I passed it up. image does not have a train on it. It has a guy's head. There's the guy's head. Oh, but it's Australian news. It might be censored in America by now. Okay, it was before this. Okay, this ain't right. Where is it? You know, I did a little video earlier, and I couldn't find it on that fucking video. And then after I was done the video, I found it. So I know it was here. Then, I didn't get around to refilming. Now I'm sitting there doing this crap on a live thing, and now I can't find it again. Even though I knew, this time, at least, when I was not looking for a train icon, I was looking for a guy's head. Where's the guy's head? Kamala Harris has a very lovely head, but it's not a guy's head. Okay. This can't be right. No, this is... Oh, it's gone. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, well, Google, you know Google. You know damn good fucking well. Even though you deleted something from my wife's watch history. You know what I was watching this morning. I was watching the Australian news broadcast from 3 days ago, in which they gave an in-depth report on that recent train wreck, in which a very well kept, fairly new train sort of came to an abrupt stop. And the people on it, well, you know, they didn't. Now, I do feel bad for the people whose time it was today. But, in the greater scheme of things, a clear sign has to be given, had to be given. Well, I'm thinking about making a stronger one since you didn't hear it, so we can want to ignore this one. In fact, I'll probably give a series of 3. But, you know, I try to make it obvious when I'm angry. And you see, by me, I don't mean like the guy that lives my everyday life. I mean the consciousness I'm tapping. The greater consciousness of everything. The world, nature, reality itself is angry. And I was just watching a choo-choo train video. Can't believe it's not here. From being seen in the United States, which I think is ridiculous. Why should anything going on in Australia be censored from America? Speaking of censored, hey look, my broadcast is not starting yet. Anyways, what I was saying about the legal case I will be making against Google Incorporated for the treatment I have experienced here on YouTube. You can hire contractors on what to do, tell them to go make their own sales, make their own clientele. And then you smear them. Prevent any referrals to them. And keep them from making any money at all because you don't agree with their political point of view or their religion. Generally speaking, such lawsuits are easily won by the planet. And it doesn't matter how many times these dumbasses hack my fucking computer. It was bought just for live streaming. You know, there's 3 phases in a man's life. One is when he's young, and he breaks the law, and he hurts people because he doesn't know any better. And then there's the phase where he doesn't do that anymore because he knows better. He's a responsible man. But see, there's a 3rd phase in someone's life. Life, you should test their limits. Here I and show this channel. And YouTube manages to even interfere with that. But to compound their perpetude, in so much as they are censoring someone in order to destroy American democracy, in order to stifle my efforts, they are censoring Australian media and censoring the American people from being able to see it. Oh no, it's me. I can play that. Oh yeah, we gotta go and pause the streaming that automatically plays back, you know, in case you don't know what you're doing. Sorry, those streaming applications come up with a screenshot. You need to stream the video that you're uploading at the time in order to see what you're doing. Just nonsense. Anyways, it's not like I'm using high bit rate video, high refresh graphics or anything like that. It's pretty much simple crap. Doesn't take much bandwidth. Anyways, so I think I fixed the script. So I guess I could stop the thing. Maybe. Oh. Oh, now it's gone completely off. Oh, I spoke too fucking soon. 0 people watching. My stream will be available in 24 hours. Oh, now it's back red. User will experience some delay. I'm just going to start recording this experience with another camera. It's not bad. Alright. So, welcome to this camera where we are doing stuff. I am currently, as I often am, attempting to do a news summary, which also is somewhat of a other YouTube video promotion, even if you want to look at that way. It could be construed as anything that should offend anyone, and I'm being suppressed as usual. Well, there we go. So there's my screen, and I have used recommended bit rates and then have had less successful results. Oh, look, it's green again. That's what it looks like when it works. And I've just gone completely off. And on my channel with 3,100 and something, 3,182, give or take on the day, subscribers. 0 people have gotten notification while I'm watching. And there are people that were all over the world who used to be able to see this. I had a lot of Ukrainian subscribers the other day. But you know, again, one of the reasons why I was suppressed is because this video is anti-American. So you can support Ukraine and have your voice heard, basically. And thus they have defrauded me of many thousands of dollars so far. And I think I could make the argument that if allowed to be given credit where my credit was due, I think it would be many, many, many thousands of dollars. It's funny, now that I'm recording, it's stained green. That's good thing it's completely less than long time. I just set this down and keep going how much time. soon as I put it down. See, what I did just now is I wanted to know if there was anybody actually watching me. You know, at Google. Impersonations and whatnot. Hi, dumbass. Gotcha. I said I was going to continue to record, but I closed the shutter on the camera. I stopped recording. I didn't really keep recording. And then as soon as I closed the shutter and put the camera down, the live stream went dark again. And it just suddenly got green that whole time. Like I looked at this fucking thing on the wall thing. So anyways, we are continuing on the previous video where I was documenting how despite the reduction in frame rates and bit rates that I offered to try to improve LiveStream, because of the topics, because of my politics and my religion, I am being defrauded as a contractor, not to mention deprived of my First Amendment rights, by Google Incorporated. They are knowingly allowing people that work for them to basically work for the Russian Federation. So right now, because of the timing, see this camera right here, it's looking at you. Okay. What I had done earlier was I was recording, and the Oculus there is reflecting. When I should have closed this viewfinder, close the Oculus. Or the lens cover, excuse me. Oculus. Barrels of water. Anyway. So, someone is now watching the water, so the live stream is working again. Smart ass. That's funny at least. At least you're entertaining. I'll give you a 5-minute break from damnation. For being cute. Why don't you go to the hood and see how well being cute works for you? Yeah, speaking in one-word sentences is kind of sad. Can you continue, please? The fact that Republicans didn't listen to my warnings because they aren't allowed to hear them, but they still managed to get in a fucking train wreck because I happened to be watching a little video about trains. That's kind of sad. But what's really sad is that Russian trolls are too chicken shit to let people hear the truth. Okay. That's 3 words, but that's still not a sentence. This is all it's going to be tonight. Nothing else about it. I can do much more effective things with magic at this point. I don't need to be wasting my time on it here. I do this so you, insolent little pesky children, can have opportunities to redeem yourselves. Okay, that's why I bother with this. You have completely the wrong impression because you're completely enslaved by, mental diseases. But anyways, back to the news. Which one? That's almost a sentence, it lacks punctuation and basic coherence or attention to reality. Which one of the 5 are you referring to? And please, if you're able, do attempt to write a complete sentence. Obviously you've acknowledged my point that you are in fact a coward and scared to death of allowing my voice to actually be heard. But don't think that fucking train wreck or anything else you've witnessed is a coincidence. Child. Why don't you clean my fish tank, human? Keep destroying it and see how that fares you. I'm immortal. I have no need of this body or of this world. My soul has been around a lot longer than this body. I've had memories that stretch back thousands of years since I was born. I'm on a completely different level than you kids. And I'm trying to save your lives. And this is what you do. Tell me, has anyone ever deserved damnation more than you? Judge me all you want, but I promise judgment will come for you. You might want to check a fucking seismograph right now. show for the guy peeping at me, even though my camera's off. It was starring a little birdie. Guess what the theme was? Fuck off. When was I ever going for a fucking Mr. Congeniality award? Oh, congratulations, you're a fucking infant. Oh, God. Like, I've met amoebas more evolved than you. Oh, I just got better things to do. But anyways, since you don't have anything better to do, why don't you tell me what it's like to not really be a man? I want to know what it's like to be so terrified of, like, righteousness and truth that you have to quiver in little fucking corners until your deception can spread like a fucking infection. So go on. Tell me what it's like to be so spineless you can't even learn what honor is. What's it like to be an entire fucking nation of cowards, liars, and bastards? Do you personally film child pornography, or just people in your family? Because, man, it's hard to try to look at regular porn without your fucking Russian bullshit showing up everywhere. That's been going on for a long, long time for me to know about it, too. Holy shit. I used to have a girlfriend who looked at porn together. Good times. But one thing I remember, you'd have to scroll by some shit quick, and it'd always be in Russian. Always in Russian. Why don't you explain that to me? There's so many goddamn ways you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I can't wait to meet you in person. And it will happen. I'm sure you're looking forward to the day. For sure. Shit. Go on and tell me how the Russians aren't really interfering with anything. Hmm? Go and tell me I'm a McCarthyite. Hmm? I don't know if you've notice. But like, Russia is being investigated. Who are your fucking obstructionist little friends been doing about it? See this fucking troll bot right here? He's an actual human being. I just don't call him a troll bot because he's fucking worthless and he has no soul. He can hear me right now. He's a troll bot. He's the one who's actually able to tamper with my broadcast. The technology has existed since the 90s, basic throttling that ISPs and any server have. So yeah, despite the fact that it's the middle of the night, I have a high bandwidth cable modem. There are no other devices currently streaming, only a couple accessing. I can't maintain a decent connection. And it doesn't matter how many times I report these people, the same ones keep fucking coming back. Speak sense. Like, I'm just trying to decipher that statement. My info? I give my info freely. Are you talking about America's info? Are you even capable of speaking coherently? Like, please go away. Just fucking go away. Go away. And look at this. Because they work for Google, see, because they work for Google, I can't block them. All I can do. Hide user on that channel. There's no block them, there's no kick them out. You are unable to defend yourself against Russian trolls by mechanism of Google's programming. So yeah, thanks. I still got the same done on all that. Good job, dumbass. You know why I'm giving you little Russian trolls so many chances to reflect on the accurate descriptions of you that I give? I'm not trying to offend you. It pains me to call you worthless. But nonetheless, it is accurate, is it not? You've done the things I've said, have you not? You cover up the crimes I have stated, have you not? You defend those I say you defend, do you not? You will answer for it. just a matter of time. And the recompense that awaits you and all your kind is utter obliteration. You're not going to be around to see everybody slowly fucking suffocate because the environment's dead. No, no, no. Fire and fury, dear. Fire and fury. And no fucking nuke's going to help you when a meteor takes out your entire ship. I'm going to go full tilt Sephiroth on your ass. Read the Bible. It's in there. So it is written. So it shall be done. As it has, so saith the Lord, in this day. Stop confusing yourself with someone who is intelligent. You've gotten yourself in with the wrong crowd and on the path to destruction. I have proven everything that I've said correct. Which brings me to tonight's news. Peter Strzok. Oh. I'm sure people laughed. I'm sure people have been feeling vindicated who thought I might have actually been wrong about Peter Strzok. Nothing but a troll. Oh, but he didn't like Donald Trump. He was for Hillary. Well, no. Actually, he didn't like Hillary either. There's still two possibilities. It's either completely nothing, or he is a Russian agent and troll-minded. Now, on the one hand, and this is bringing this up because it's not great. We've had breaking news today. It has been discovered that it was Peter Strzok who drafted the letter to reopen the investigation into Hillary Clinton during the election. It's funny, see, the trolls will actually get kicked off themselves if I reach out to them. So, like, they have, like, a colonel who watches them or something like that. I don't know. Like, again, I would suppose it's an algorithm that gives a keyword. And they've, I'm sure, taken some time to refine it. But what it did basically, it detected my speech. And then I was telling him that he was in the wrong crowd and wasn't actually shown. Basically, the superiors are themselves misleading, and they denied him access. I couldn't watch something that was just watched by his higher up. That's just, that fucking zero didn't mean anything. You know, of course, I have to speculate purely on the basis of possibility, hypothesize, and extrapolate because we don't have access to tangible information. There he is. So Peter Strzok wrote the letter of the letter that got sent to Congress that reopened the investigation into Hillary Clinton based on the emails that were found on Anthony Weiner's laptop, or Anthony Weiner's wife's laptop, not his laptop. Because apparently Anthony Weiner had used the laptop once or twice or something like that. A few times. Dozens of times, he used his wife's laptop. But anyway, So the one possibility, getting back to who Peter Strzok really is, you see, I made a predictive analysis back when he was first removed, just based on instinct alone with very little information, that he was basically working for Russia and rigging the game at the FBI for things to be going as poorly as they have been for us. We must acknowledge that we have infiltrators in our midst, period. And we need to be focused on people's foreign allegiance and their propensity for divide and conquer type mentality, as opposed to political affiliation, you dumbasses. Now, Peter Strzok could either be this Russian troll spy person, or he could just be a psychologically disturbed FBI agent. But either way, the Fox News and Republican hype evaluation of him is incoherent at best, given these recent revelations. And if they would have actually been paying attention to the full context of the text to begin with, which were, critical of everybody, Trump, Clinton, people in the primaries, especially Bernie Sanders. Now, see, the reason why it's ridiculous, it's just absolutely preposterous for these people to have their text analyzed in this way to begin with, is because, of course, anything they say could be taken out of context. Let me just be hyperbolic for a second. God forbid people at the FBI should be angry at criminals. Because that's what basically the Republicans are saying. Oh my God, how dare Peter Strzok and his girlfriend be incensed in some way and mock on their personal time people who stupid shit, commit crimes. One of them is a fucking traitor, for God's sake. And basically, their criticism of these people, in the FBI, in the Federal Bureau of Investigation, for God's sake, their criticism of them is that they don't like criminals, is that they don't like traitors, is that they don't like corrupt activity. That's basically what they were doing. They were complaining about people who, according to what they were seeing, they're the ones investigating, they're the ones who fucking know, we're kind of shitty. And frankly, with all the fucking drama over and over again with Hillary Clinton, and not knowing the full extent of the Russia thing, you could see why they would be frustrated with Hillary Clinton too. And they were. But getting to that point, if you look at their texts, what you get is the kind of sense that they have a bit of a troll mentality. Now, you really have to look into their actions to determine whether or not they were running counter defense. See what they did at what time. I don't have that access to that information. But what I can tell you is that the analysis hinges on whether or not they were still wanting to investigate Hillary Clinton after finding out that Donald Trump was in fact connected to Russia. Because if you find out that one person is just a little bit corrupt and a little bit annoying and maybe makes a mistake on the campaign trail, and the other is a fucking traitor, well, anybody who's not just troll-minded would obviously choose the one who's just made a few mistakes, even if they are a little bit corrupt. Which I personally don't think Hillary Clinton is corrupt. But, you know, it's all relative. There was a certain level of snobbishness, entitlement that Democrats used to think was acceptable among themselves in Washington, etc. That now apparently only the Republicans are allowed to get away with, because, you know, Benghazi. I think there's more hypocrisy on our side, the American people, for the way we've judged her, than there is corruption on her account. And for that, I forgive her. Anyway, Robert Mueller examining Trump Tower. I think he's examining a whole lot of stuff. Every time it goes orange, I gotta fix the camera. So I guarantee you, if it goes orange, this fucking camera ain't on time. Yeah, I still have the camcorder behind my head here on the couch. Anyway, today was an interesting news day. We had some little stunts being played by people in Congress. And let's see here. I said that people were going to announce that they weren't going to run for re-election because they were cooperating with the Mueller probe. And then a couple of Republicans, like Trey Gowdy and one other guy, I didn't really recognize his name, so I don't remember it, have both announced their position. Yeah, they've announced their retirement. My wife and I were watching some music earlier. Oh yeah, we watched Ice Ice Baby. Got a problem with it. So, I'm going to try to get sequential with it. Na 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 na. Get sequential with it. I know. Anyway. So, there, it's about right. All right. The State of the Union was, let's say, full of shit at best. But actually, it was worse than full of shit. It gave basically no mention to foreign policy at all, gave no acknowledgement, really, other than his grandstanding of other people, like every 5 minutes for an hour and a half straight. How many fucking people did he make stand up and take applause just so, like, he could, I don't know, somehow, like, does that really help, like, people, like, not get what he's doing there? It's fucking sad. Like, I feel bad for those people. Some of them were, like, not comfortable, it seems. Anyway. Well, he didn't really acknowledge the fact that we have troops deployed overseas, that we have like severe national security challenges around the world. It was just like Mexicans are bad. MS-13 is the reason why we can't have immigrants. It was just the least coherent fucking speech I've ever heard. In fact, Deaf Fly, this troll that's been on the screen here. Are you a speechwriter? Oh wait, I'm sorry, that guy's kicked off. Let's see out there for a second. Anyways, so stock market's going down. Alex Jones won't let his guest talk. I was showing a friend some videos. Oh look, there's the guy's head. Oh, it wasn't just his head. Hey look, the train video. So yeah, this is what I was watching this morning.
Entire fleet. Now, one of the platforms here at...
So, yeah. Train crash. Big
data and information in real time, and that has reopened.
Really?
Like the eldest person in...
You can't fucking scroll anything anymore on YouTube. They have fucking, like, the interface, the GUI itself, this, at least on PlayStation, is just rigged to make it fucking infuriating to use. Like, why would they just keep on making changes and make it just more and more difficult to use? Why? Just why? Tell me that. I think they got my fucking number. I think they got my number. But yeah, I can't back it up a little. I gotta hit it twice, then it goes back twice. Back it up once, it just stays in the same place. If I let it play and then try to forward it again to get to a different area, it goes back to the same like key part, flag part. Anyway. So FBI has asked the White House to block the memo that Devin Nunes is trying to release that basically was compiled by the Republican side only in the House Judiciary Committee, I believe. And they haven't been given time to like give it proper review. Now the FBI is saying this is, going to interfere with an investigation. And it turns out, and this is just breaking tonight, Nunes altered the fucking memo that he brought to the White House. So he goes and compiles this memo. The FBI has had a chance to sign off on it. The committee voted on it. The Republicans passed it by themselves. He goes and changes the language. Okay, they vote to share a document, and he goes and changes the language before sharing it, basically. That's funny right there. So, yeah, they just keep digging their obstruction hole deeper and deeper. And here's the story on Peter Strzok. Turns out he was the one who wrote to the Congress that said that they were reopening the email probe. That's some troll shit, if you ask me. despite whether or not he's just a shitty dumbass or somehow been compromised by Russia, the FBI took him off the case once they learned about his improper activity. So, why they're sitting there going after the FBI or even the military itself, painfully obvious. It's called politics over patriotism. Anyways, so you saw the train video. I don't know if the broadcast was working at that point. I looked for the cameras pointing at the fucking bar to a state train. Here it is right here. That's
Time
7
late.
News Sydney. If you can find that. 22nd January 2018. And I had apparently watched about 4 minutes of it around, let's see, should have been 9 a.m. this morning. Or no, that was like a minute. It should be over here. Yeah. I think it was this morning when I was watching it. But now it's shown up over here. Which this stuff was watched around noon. And then I saw the news that it happened. So. Republican train crash. It sucks that some random guy had to get killed just to warn these assholes that they're, heading down the wrong path. But, it's kind of hard to get warnings when YouTube is censoring the one guy who manages to actually speak for the universe and proves that he does so. It's like the universe is trying to tell you something, and he speaks English. You can let your little prideful thoughts get in your way of seeing the truth. And you can compare yourself to me and think that because I'm like you, I can't be what I'm saying I am. But you're just not facing the fact that I'm not like you and you can't do the things that I can. I can ride my bike with no handlebars. Oh, the Melania thing with that porn star is just too hilarious. There's just so many things about Trump and porn and Russians and porn and Trump Towers and child trafficking and boy, you fucking people ought to be ashamed of yourself. I had my daily dose of internet. You should have your daily dose of internet. That's a great channel. That guy right there. Great channel. Apparently, Melania Trunk was the girl who wound up having to say Affleck after the Doug got her voice or whatever. I remember that. I haven't watched that one yet. Didn't watch that. Oh, and do catch, like, basically any of these 10-minute MSNBC videos, you really need to watch all of them in the past 24 hours. Especially these right here. And don't watch that, that's useless. There's the one about Adam Schiff altering the memo. Now here, this is kind of messed up. I knew how preposterous it sounded, even though I was confident that I was right. I was hoping that I was wrong. A year ago, when I basically said, or 2 years ago, when I said that if they let this motherfucker in the White House, that he would basically be doing Russia's bidding and having like fucking meetings with fucking criminal officials and shit. Yeah, he's been having meetings with criminal officials and shit. Meeting with spies at the fucking White House. Anyway. I suppose YouTube's going to try to make the case in court that they think nobody finds me funny. I don't know if they're aware of this, but angry comedians are funny depending on whether or not you agree with them. So saying that I'm not funny is acknowledging that you have political and religious prejudices against them. So good luck with that argument. Good luck in general coming up with a defense. You're just going to have to stall and stall against lawyers that I don't have to pay. Oh yeah, did I mention I don't have to pay? Oh, she's going to wind up offering to do it for free. In fact, there's going to be more people offering to do this for free. You're going to have to pay your lawyers. When you should have just let me have views and let me get paid. YouTube would be a lot more popular in general. YouTube would be making more money because there'd be some controversy on here. It would just be the far left morons and the far right morons, and then like, you know, the big news channels. That's basically all you got on here. I'm the one person who can shake things up and get a conversation really started. A productive conversation about what to actually do with this world that we all live in. But no. These chicken shits think they know better. They think they know their paths to prosperity, and then I know path to prosperity for all. That is, like Mr. Deaf Dumbass Fly here said, sad. Thank you once again, Rachel Maddow, for your brilliant fucking reporting. And, another Trump appointee. That was the, oh shit, who was I going to keep track of that? Give me a headline, sink.
Stocks of tobacco company.
Something about stocks of tobacco company.
But, and I'm going to preface this by saying this is some degree of speculation by me. But why would you go into the CDC and then buy stocks?
CDC. Okay. So yeah, she got appointed to the Center for Disease Control, and thanks to the Young Turks for doing some pretty good reporting. Although they're still largely ignoring how much influence Russia had, especially on the morning babies. But at least some of their videos have been worth clicking lately. It's really sad that, we'll talk about sad. It's sad that Russian people have such blackness in their souls that they see some sort of victory in making our country just as pathetic as their country is. I mean, that's kind of fucking, that's pathetic. Like, it's like how do you even take joy in that? Oh, it's like, we've had this country for 1,000 years and still haven't managed to get our shit together. So, we're going to conquer everybody else. Oh, these people don't like us conquering other people. So, we're going to make their country as shitty as ours is. Oh, bravo. Bravo. You're all going to heaven. Oh, you're going to heaven. Oh, sure. Yeah, you just keep thinking that. Dumbass. But anyways, I'm tired. I've had a long day. I was changing a flat tire at fucking 6 a.m. this morning on a SUV in the mud. So, not a fun start to the day. And I had somebody trying to talk me into running as a Republican. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I might run for office though. It'd be fun. The government might actually learn something. That'd be good, right? It'd be really annoying and tedious. But I guess I could be bothered with it. It still stressed me out. Made me nervous. Fucking banker, realtor, politician guy fucking telling me I need to go to congressman and run for office and all this shit. I'm like, jeez. I feel loved. I don't know if I want all this fucking attention. Nice, long, stressful day. But that's okay because the death fly is not a fag. He's apparently sad about it. So his first two comments were sad and not a fag. So I hope you go find a dick to suck soon so you can be happy with yourself. And on that bombshell, it's time to end. So thanks for, stuff. Do things. Peace.
mine. And baby, now